not a minute to lose. It's easier to get around when police motorbikes clear the way.
Well, thanks for letting us come along and see what you do.
But the Prime Minister's path has not been as smooth as Number 10 had planned.
And it's important for your business for these...
It's a race, helped by some Labour faces, to see how many times he can repeat the mantras.
Hi there, how you doing?
How many hands he can shake.
I think we've put a very clear argument, a very positive argument about stronger in, safer in, better off in. There's nothing more positive than having a strong economy and more jobs, and that is the heart of our case.
But it's been positive to tell pensioners they might lose their pensions, to warn that the leader of the so-called Islamic State would be happy if we used our democratic right to leave. That's a positive campaign?
I think there are real risks. I don't want to be the Prime Minister who wakes up on June the 24th having not warned people of the risks of leaving the European Union. There are risks.
Do you think that this debate has gone too far? You've been calling colleagues liars. They've been throwing that back at you. Today we have Nigel Farage accusing you of using the terrible death of Joe Cox to make your points.
Well, I would defend the points I've made about the Leave campaign's leaflets because I'm very concerned that people being asked to leave the European Union, leave the single market, costing jobs, and they're being asked to do that on the basis of some things that aren't true.
This is going into a Mini.
He's not actually trying to sell you a car, but very keen to sell you the EU's single market, showing apart from a tiny factory, going to another.
So this is the inside of the door.
Then another, then ending up inside and sold around the continent. But the question you're being asked, stay or go, is not just about pounds and pence.
For as long as we're in the EU, you therefore can't put a cap on EU immigration.
What we can do is make sure that, yes, of course, British people are free to go and work in France and Germany and Italy, and European nationals are able to come and work here. But it's not an unrestricted right. If someone is on benefits and can't find a job and can't support themselves, we can ask them to leave.
You've said voters deserve politicians telling them the truth. It is true to say if somebody doesn't break the law, if they're not making any claim on the state, if they're from an EU country, they can come here in as many numbers as they want. We can't limit it.
Well, it's true that British people can go and work in France and Germany and Italy, as many choose to, and there are 2 million Britons living abroad
and
whose rights
versa.
are guaranteed. And if Europeans want to come and work here, they can. And let's celebrate for a moment the fact that there are 50,000 EU nationals working in our health service.
Do you wish you'd made a more positive case for immigration?
I think we've made a positive case about stronger for our country being in.
This last dash is about his future too, though, and the clock is ticking.
With just 72 hours to go, every mile and every minute still matters.
This is about Britain's future. This is about our family's future. This is irreversible. If we walk out of that exit door, there's no way back in. And so this is a decision not just for 5 years or 10 years, it's a decision for our lifetimes, and I really am concerned that we get it right.
What do your own children think?
Well, Nancy and Elwyn are old enough to have been talking about it, and Nancy stole all my Stronger In badges out of my box last night and took them off to school, so she's quite passionate about it. I don't know, nothing would surprise me.
Will the result surprise him on Thursday? That's down to you. Laura Kunsberg, BBC News, Oxfordshire.